Will Jamaica's Cherokee Young become a sprint queen? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, let me say thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. And when you do that, please go in and hit that notification bell so you know when the next amazing video drops. And we do that once a day, every day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you like our content, please hit that like button. The algorithms on YouTube absolutely love the engagement. Engagement is very important, so go ahead, hit the like button. Plus, people, it's free to hit the like button, so hit the like button. And finally, please leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts on Cherokee Young, formerly of Heidel. So, are you ready to talk about this? Are you ready? Yep, good to go. Cherokee Young, formerly track star of Heidel out of Jamaica, now attends the Texas A&M University, also known as the Aggies. Young, who's off to an amazing start, having a great 2021 season, helped to establish a new indoor collegiate 4x400 meter record earlier this year. That record is a time of 3 minutes 26.27 seconds at the Tyson Invitational at the Randall Tyson Track and Field Center on Saturday earlier this year. Young had the distinction of running the second fastest split. She ran 51.12 seconds before handing it off to world amazing Afing Mo, who ran 50.27. Both girls attend Texas A&M, creating history. She said about the historic run early this year, she said, well, I would say that it was our main aim to go for the record, because we have 4 quality girls who could put it off, and we did just that. We all went out there and gave it our all, because we came with the aim of going for the record. Cherokee Young has had a stellar season so far. She ran the 5th best time in the school history, that is Texas A&M, over the 400 meters when she clocked 59.93. That was, of course, at the Charlie Thomas Invitational, and that was earlier this year. She did such a great job in this race, people. Such an amazing job. So she's the second to last runner. She hands off to Afing Mo, and I kind of just cut out the first 2 runners. No disrespect meant. This is her handing off to Afing Mo, and you saw that she overtook, I think it was the Gators, Miami Gators, and helped them to. I mean, you saw the massive lead she gave Afing Mo. It was just a remarkable race. That record, of course, was the indoor 4x400 meter collegiate record, and that was a great way to start the season. Of course, Cherokee Young, with such a great start to her 2021 season, decided to do what Jamaican athletes do. She set her sights on the Jamaican national trials to make the team for Tokyo 2020. Now, she entered the race with, well, this is a semi-finals. She did extremely well here, running against Stephanie McPherson, who, of course, eventually won the finals in the 400 meters. Cherokee Young ran the 800 meters also at Heidel. I don't think that was necessarily her favorite race, but she did a solid job there, and solid enough a job to have gotten a scholarship to Texas A&M. I'm talking so you can see the race. This is the semifinals. Of course, that's Stephanie Ann McPherson just flying ahead, and here's Cherokee Williams making that last surge, booking her place in the finals, running second in this semi-final. So when she made the finals, she had actually Earlier in the year, she had ran a personal best in the 400 meters. Very, very impressive personal best, by the way, of 50.85, which is, if you know anything about 400 meters for women, 50 is the holy grail. If you hit sub 50, that's really impressive. And she, of course, she's a freshman, which means that this is her first year at university in Texas, and 50.85 people. Solid race. She just had such an amazing indoor season. She ended up, I think, at the Texas Tech Invitational with 2 event titles. She won the 400 meters. This is early this year at in a time of 52.64, and of course that record-breaking or 4x400 meter relay, which we talked about earlier, setting a new collegiate world, a new collegiate record. They then went on in June. I think it's June. In June, they set the outdoor championship record, running the same team from Texas A&M running 3 minutes 22.24, establishing a new record. Affingmore, of course, anchored. And here is, we just showed you a glimpse of Charokee Williams at the very beginning of the race. She ran in the second leg in this instance and was absolutely brilliant, as you can see. Amazing run. She actually set them up for they were in fourth place, and she hands over the baton here, a clear 10 meters ahead of almost everybody, 5 meters ahead of everybody else, which leads Affingmore running through that line in that record-breaking 3 minutes 22.24, and you can see them celebrating. This is a big deal, people. She ran a remarkable race. The entire team of Texas A&M was remarkable. Now, some of you may or may not know about the collegiate. The collegiate is, like we have champs and we build up the champs. It's kind of like the US. It's what the US does. All the colleges compete. So they established this 4x400 meter Texas A&M team established 2 records, an indoor and the outdoor records. And Charokee Williams has steadily improved. Now, I know some of you like things done in order, and I know I skipped. I did the semifinals first for the Invitational, the Olympic trials, and then I jumped to that outdoor record. But I just wanted to establish how good she has done in the collegiate season before we look at the finals, because she entered the finals here, meaning the finals in the Jamaican Olympic trials, as a strong enough contender, running. Like I said, she had a season's best, and her PB is 50.85, which is very, very impressive. But let me explain something to the people. The Jamaican female sprint talent is so deep, it is frightening. The depth is remarkable, and by that I mean there is so much talent that young Charokee Williams just, she couldn't compete. I mean, Stephanie Ann McPherson. I think the first 4 persons in this race, if my memory serves correctly, all ran a personal best, and both 1 and 2 ran sub 50. 49.61 was the winning time for Stephanie Ann McPherson. That's a serious time, people. And Charokee Williams did not fare well. She ended up in 8th place here. You can see the times. But again, I am going to tell you that you have to understand the depth of the talent here in Jamaica. She did, however, book a place in the Olympics. Texas A&M sophomore Charokee Young has been named to the Jamaican Olympic team. Young will participate as a member of the 4x400 meter mixed relay pool. She finished 8th in the women's 400 meters. Now, you have to understand how good and how deep your talent pool has to be. So, do not judge her based on this and on this alone. She wins the NACAC championship in 2021, of course, in Texas for Texas A&M. The 400 meters, running 52.06 in winning this race. Very, very impressive race. Dominant throughout, literally, like from the beginning of the race to the very end, as you can clearly see. Very dominant, very, very impressive one. I want to stress again how deep the talent pool is in Jamaica in both men and women, but even much more so in women. Sorry, a talent like a Cherokee Young has been consistently evolving and growing. She's just been getting better and better and better. Solid races, solid season. She's not winning every single thing. She is, of course, adjusting. She's getting better. But as you can see in this race, she was clearly absolutely dominant here. Now at the Charlie Thomas Invitational, she ran 51.93 to win and became the fifth with this run, the fifth fastest run by a female in Aggie history. Aggie is Texas A&M, by the way. That's what they reference themselves as. Then she had a scare with the dreaded pandemic disease, so she was not able to make the SEC finals to represent herself and, of course, Texas A&M. The question I posed at the very beginning of this. Anyway, listen to her talk about how she adjusted to her first.
And I decided that Texas A&M is the place for me. So whenever I got here, everything was different. Like, it was a lot. It was really overwhelming. The transition from high school to college, it's very hard. The schoolwork is different.
Yeah, and I wanted you specifically to hear that her thoughts. When we think of what happens to many of our athletes when they leave Jamaica and they head overseas, we're not aware of the adjustment that takes place. And I mean, they're going into a completely new environment, a new country, new people, new friends if they have any, new coaching staff, new everything. Every single thing is new. And I think sometimes we do not mentally think about that adjustment that has to be made of them having left. She left Heidel, having been there for many years, to go to Texas A&M. And she said it, the adjustment was difficult. And I think she's doing extremely well, for a freshman in her first year. She has had a solid first year. She made an Olympics. She didn't medal. We did not do that well in the men-women's mixed relay 4x400 meters, but she made an Olympic team, and she is put down some great, Texas A&M's fifth fastest time. For Texas A&M, she had a PB this year of 50.85, which is extremely impressive for a 20-year-old young lady to run. And like I said, sub 50 is the holy grail of women's 400 meters. Now, as to whether or not I think she can become a sprint queen, I think given time, and if she continues the work, if she continues to improve at the rapid pace at which she's improving, I think there's a possibility. But like I said, we cannot forget the fact that the pool of talent in Jamaica and even in the US is deep when it comes to 400 meter runners. It's seriously deep. But I think that she seems to be adjusting very well and doing very, very well. Certainly we know that in the relays, her splits are great. She has helped to establish an indoor and an outdoor 4x400 meter collegiate record, which is a big deal. So I think there's hope and there's possibility for her to become a sprint queen. I said sprint queen. So let me know what you think of Charokee Young. Do you think that she could eventually become a sprint queen, a great representative for Jamaica in the 400 meters? Let me know your comments. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, people. It's very, very important. We're trying to grow, and we're doing that because of you. We're doing very, very well. When you subscribe, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next amazing video drops, and we do that once a day, every day here on Peter Lloyd World. Don't forget, if you enjoy our content, to hit that like button. The algorithms absolutely love the engagement. It's really important. Plus, there's no dislike button anymore on YouTube, so we need you to hit that like button. It's really important. And it's free to hit the like button, people, so just hit the like button. And finally, please leave your comment. I really want to know what you think of Charokee Young. Is she becoming a sprint queen? What do you think? You are all kings and you are all queens. You are greatness personified. I know sometimes it's rough out there and it's tough out there, but you have to believe in yourself. Avoid negative people. All time people in Jamaica say, show me a company and tell you who you are. Avoid negative people and the naysayers and the people who don't believe. Believe in yourself, people. Be positive as hard as this is, and what we always say. Bless up.